Welcome to Ever Jam's Farms. Today I'm going to walk through projects that I dug out with an excavator back in November 2023. Dug 4 basins, finished kind of digging down one I'd been shovel digging for a couple of years, and a trench to bypass part of my driveway from flooding all the time. And the first small basin right here is to cover all the water that gets flooded right here in the driveway that comes flooding here. As you can tell, we've driven down and it's got a divot coming here, so I'm wanting to go ahead and backfill some of this and drain right here in this first basin. Hopefully with what I'm going to show you next will actually eliminate most of that water coming down here in the first place. Because with my neighbors north, they've cleat-sheeted almost everything, and water is just rolling downhill to me. Crazy. So, as you can tell, all the different cleachy pads and stuff that are there. And then I'm noticing dove sitting there looking at me. Okay. So, but yeah, of course, we're at the north end of my property, and as you can tell, if I can't not blinding you here, all the water is coming downhill, and right over here it's hitting most of this embankment coming down this road, and then part of it going down my road and part of it still going downhill and flooding that area of my road down there. So that's what brings me to this area right here, where I'm needing to pile a little more dirt up to kind of block it from going down this any further, because that's where this trench comes along. So my plans are to go ahead and continue this up enough to the pile of dirt over there from the north neighbor to stop water flow going downhill further that way, and to drain into this basin to another basin, or this trench to a basin that I plan on making a pond later. So I just kind of, it's not on contour or anything, it's just a ditch I'm getting out of this that I just kind of went to avoid the north part, kind of following all this mesquite here, and part of it we'll end up doing like another basin or two just even here for a bigger pond, kind of like this area right here, since there's not as much mesquite right in here, so pocket pond or something right here. But the main part of this is just to bypass water to come down to a natural pocket where water always came in flooded anyway, on a second part of my main driveway. So, and then as you can tell, shallow little dig. I just need to come back and smooth all this down with rock and shovel, and then like over in this area, another pocket little pond to kind of fill up around, maybe leaving this mesquite as an island. this wind, even though it's only like 4 miles per hour being outside. So I need to measure, and I'm waiting for Google to update its imagery to see how much is actually done in the actual shape, so I can plan a little better. That wind. Maybe that'll help a little bit. So this utility pole here is kind of where I'm crossing my road. So right here, this was a bypass for whenever it did rain a lot going to my house, because this used to flood out pretty bad every time it rained. On my truck, it'd go up halfway on my tires. So we created this bypass, but hopefully with this bypass, fix it just right with probably a little corrugated pipe or something across right here, and then turn around and raise this all back up to crest and have it where the water comes into the next feature that I had done. Either there or have that trench come back up here just a little bit, have like a pocket pond right here to slow down the symptom, and this open area right here, turn around and put the pipes to cross the water where I've dug the trench here, so have a pipe right under here, and then this right here, step down. As you can tell, it's a decent slow little pit right here that initially I started digging with shovel, but that was only ankle deep for the first few years just to drain off the driveway quicker. And so it was just this dug out, but I came with the excavator back in November and dug it deeper where it looks like it's, let's see, roughly about thigh high on me, which is about 1.5 feet deep right here. Not deep as I wanted it, because going any deeper I need probably a cross ripper or something to break out the foundation here a little more. But once that fills up, it goes over where I dug the next part of this back in December. Almost fell. But yeah, so water will fill up in here, all this area here, kind of off little shape, and then have a nice little pocket right here where I actually was able to get through this a little better. And as you can tell, that's above my head. And then it goes back up. As you can tell, the foundation here of what I'm digging into. And then we're back up. Anyway, this is kind of outcropping of all of it, and hopefully where it'll fill up, it'll eventually go out and go this way. If you look at some of my other stuff, you can kind of see where I'm going to a bigger pond that I hope one year dig out roughly a 300 by 400 foot basin, or actually pond at that point. But as for now, all of this is a pretty decent little area. And then this looks roughly about where the deepest part on this is. Ooh. And all that area. All this should fill up. Oh, you're right, boy. So, yeah. If I could dig this, smooth it out better, it'd be nice for a good pond instead of just a drainage pond. But we'll see how it ends up. These clods right here, a lot of it is a sandy loam, hard as a rock right now, since we are in West Texas and it's all dry and stuff. That wind's picking up again. But yeah, as this fills up, I hope to get it to come out this direction. And then, as you can tell, that's part of it backfilled around. Have all this, turn around, and have it meander off there, and then back over in that direction where that mesquite is. There's a big old area that has natural water flow where it all floods out towards. Now, as far as the next one, I haven't decided yet, but where I came out of the basin here and drove the tractor out, or the excavator out, might make a little contour swell from all this basin to the basin that's next over here. And I might just leave them disconnected and just the driveway fill up one by one. But the next one is a small little pond feature that I done to collect water, and the dogs chasing birds that are already attracted to it. Oh, let's turn this way if I don't follow her first. So I filled this up this weekend to see where the water line is, but water comes downhill, blinded by sun. Get it to drain in here, fill this up, flood over the dog a little bit, and once that's all filled up, come across the road where I'm slowly mounting up dirt to block the water from keep on going down like it normally does. So hit it there, drain from there, and then start filling up this basin, which I've piled the rocks out of it here. Go ahead and smooth it out, smooth everything around the perimeter. Eventually dig this one deeper, but like I said, This one, as you can tell, pretty much to the caliche limestone layer, whatever you want to call it. It's just hard. As you can tell, all the rock that got piled up around this thing. So this one did not get as deep as I wanted because of this hard pan, but still a pretty decent level. So with that, as this thing ends up filling up, of course it's connected back to my road, which will end up being right over here. And then comes out to the road. I'm also thinking of doing the small pond that I dug over here years ago, having that meander out here and fill up right here before making a channel along here instead of my road, dig it down to connect to the other drainage and swells that I dug by hand and pickaxe before I rented the excavator. And all that is right here. So it comes over here where the driveway is. I dug this down over here to allow water to meander, and this is where I dug out the extra part of this. Right now, let's get out of the sun itself. All the dirt is already growing right here, but I need to get a level, bring it out here, and then all this kind of level to that to put in like a gazebo or something, get down, and then to enjoy this little drainage pond. And that drainage pond, as you'll see in other videos, fills up, goes down about 50 foot there, goes downhill, and then roughly over this there's another 125 foot swell before it goes off down into the draw. So got quite a bit done, but not as much as I really wanted to with my dig. But now I just got a lot of work to do, as you can tell. All this mess right here that I need to smooth the rocks out or get them out, reshape this, and kind of get it straightened out for a good view of what I do have out here, for what I have in my West Texas over here. Not like some of them further west, but a little bit greener. But yeah, and if you saw other videos, the amount of 6 years, how tall those mesquite are getting. And I don't water. I just let lots of water soak. Whereas before I dug this, it was like shin high. After I got done with it, that section right there was waist high. Or not waist high, that was another pond. This one was just above the knees, since it kind of got right about there. And of course, if it wasn't for this, it would have been a lot deeper. And that's what I'm dealing with. Once I get things situated, things will go a lot quicker. Anyway, that's it for now.